Here's a video for Module 2, Lesson 3 for my 5th grade students. I'm going to go ahead and start by doing A, which is kind of simple. This one is saying draw a model. Here we have draw a model. And then it says write in a numerical expression. So if we were going to draw a model, I'm just going to be really basic and do what's called a tape diagram. So on this, it's going to be something that gets doubled, it says. So that means we're going to have two of these things because we're doubling it. Each one of them is worth the sum of 21 plus 4. And then, if that's what this is worth, right here, this is worth the same thing, 21 plus 4 also. So when we write that as a numerical expression, it looks like this. We're going to have in a parenthesis what's actually happening inside there, 21 plus 4, and then because we're doubling it, we're going to say times 2. This one right here, we've got 5 times the sum of 7 and 23. So we know it's going to be 5 times something, so we're going to need 5 of these to start with. So I'm going to go ahead and just make nice long straight lines right here. And then I know that if I want 5 spaces, I'm going to make 4 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 spaces in here, and each one of these is going to be worth 7 plus 23. And so there's going to be 5 of those, 5 sets of those. And that's going to look like this. 7 plus 23, because it's the sum. That's what sum means, is adding. And now we're going to say times 5. The more algebraic way to make this is you've got your 5 out here. 5 times 7 plus 23. They both mean the exact same thing. Let's go ahead and do the hardest one. We'll go all the way to F. This one says triple the sum of these two. Oh, actually, heck with that. Let's do the difference. This one's different. The difference between 9 37s and 8 37s. So we're finding two different things here. We're going to actually have 2 bars in this case. Here's 1 bar. We'll make this our 8. This one's going to be longer than that because it's going to have a whole nother section to it, right? This one's going to be 9 of them. There we go. We're going to need 7 lines to have 8 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oops, this guy's extra long, isn't he? Now I'm going to continue them straight down so that they kind of look even. If I was doing it on paper, I'd actually have out a ruler right now, so that way I could just kind of lift up my pencil in between the two of them. And so if that's 8, this will be number 9 right here. So this right here, we don't know the difference. So I'm going to make this a question mark. We don't know the difference. And each one of these right here is a 37. So that's 37. They're all 37s. This one, again, they're all 37s. And there's 8 of these, there's 9 of these, and we're trying to figure out what the difference is. So when we go to make this like a equation, like a expression, the difference between 9 37s, so 9 times 37, right? And what are we going to be taking away from that? For finding the difference, we know we're subtracting the difference between 8 37s and 9 37s. To be able to find the difference. We figure out what each one of them is, and we find the difference. And that's it. It's actually not asking us to solve. Now we go on to the next one, and it is asking us to solve. Write the numerical expression in words, and then solve. I've already picked B and D on this one. So if we're going to say, write the numerical expression in words, so we know that this is 11 times because it's saying that we've got 11 times right here. And what is it that we have 11 sets of? 11 times, we've got a subtraction here, so the difference, 11 times the difference of, and now we have, I'm going to run out of room, 90, 98, and 78. And now I know the difference between 78 and 98. Pretty easy, because I know if I add 10 to 78, I get 88. 10 more gets me to 98. And so then what I'm looking at here to find the value of that expression, and I'm going to write it here just to kind of show you. So I know it's going to be 20 times 11, right? So if we go 20 times 11, it ends up looking like 1 times 20, and then we've got 10 times 20. So I know 1 times 20 is 20, 1 times 20 is 20, and I know 10 times 20 is 200. So if I say 200 plus 20, I get 220. Now let's take a look at this one. This one's going to be harder to write in words in this space because there's not much space. This one's complicated. So this one is going to be, we have addition here in the middle. So it's going to be the sum of 50 times 50, that's a y, not a times, times 2 and 15. Times 2. So now when we do this, we know that 50 times 2, and you could do your work over here, actually, I should have thought of that. 50 times 2 is 100, plus 15 times 2 happens to be 30. That's going to be 130 total. Here's our last one. We're going to do B. This one is saying compare the two expressions using greater than, less than, or equal to. In the space beneath each pair of expressions, explain how you can compare without calculating. Without calculating? Whoa, we can't do the math? Well, maybe we won't need to. Let's just kind of think about it. This one right here is 61 times 25. So if we have right here, this is 61. There's 61 in the box. And it's just going to keep going. 25 more of those. 25 more of them. This one says 60 25s minus 125. So in this case, each one of them is worth 25. And we're going to have less than, we're going to be taking one of them away. So this is going to go on 59 times then, right? So 59 of those. So if we have 61 of them, and these are, actually, here's the other way around. Let's look at it this way. We could do this, couldn't we? Because you know that 3 times 4 and 4 times 3 are the same. Doesn't matter what order you do them in. If we switch this and we say that this is a 25, let me get my pencil back here, that if this is a 25, and this goes on 61 times, this is a 25 and it goes on 59 times, I can tell by looking that this side is bigger than this side. So you can just kind of think about it. You don't actually have to do the math. All right, there you go. Here is what I'm going to ask of you for tomorrow's homework. And I've got them kind of labeled here. This one right here says draw a model and then write the numerical expression, just like we did at the beginning here. Remember this? We did the model, and then we did the numerical expression, the equation underneath. That's what this is asking you to do. And I just want you, out of number 1, just pick either A or B. The next one, right here, it's asking you to do number 2. Compare them. Compare the two. So again, I would definitely think about doing it the way we did, just by picturing what's happening. And if you need to draw a model, go for it. Let's see what happens. Thanks. Have a great night.